Well, I think, first of all, it's important for us to understand the scale of the challenge. As you rightly said, trade integration in Africa is lagging behind by a lot. If we look at intra-African trade numbers, for example, only 10% of trade from African countries happens within the continent. So 90% happens outside of the continent. This compares with a number of 50% for Asia, of intra-Asian African trade, and about 70% for Europe. So there's a huge, huge challenge. The objective of this conference is exactly to try to address the question you're posing, to try to understand why are we lagging so much, why are we falling so much behind when it comes to integration. And there are a number of aspects that we're going to explore during the conference.
I would say that there is leadership. I would say that it's spread in different parts of the African continent. So we should build on that which exists in the sort of regional structures that we have within Africa. And more importantly, we need to have, if you like, a demonstration effect in each of our regions. Show that something works. Some cross-country projects, whether it's a railway line, a road, a dam, a power project, but more importantly, industrial projects, because we might have different strengths in different countries, and that is where the Asians have got many things right that we could learn from. How do you develop regional value chains? Now, for example, in the triple FTA, Free Trade Area Agreement between SADC, ECA, and COMESA, we have a very historic opportunity to demonstrate how trade integration can work, how that can lead to infrastructure integration, how that can create financial systems integration, and the rest will then begin to follow. So the next 10 years, I think, are going to be fairly exciting if we lay the right platform now.
Our ability to go to the next stage cannot continue to be dependent on what is happening in the global economy. We cannot walk away from it, but we have now to deepen the process of integration precisely because of the nature of global economy. Whoever believes Africa is rising can find plenty of evidence. Look at a third of African countries now, in the middle of this crisis, growing at above 6.5%.
When you turn it around and you ask people, for instance, farmers, small business owners in Africa, what is the most important challenge constraint you have? They'll tell you access to markets.
So really it's going back to implementation of those rules and ensuring that also standards are harmonized so that you do not require additional accreditation or requirement to be met locally to be able to practice in a country. We're talking about a common market, and so really, why should there be such restrictions in terms of movement of skills, for example, yet there is a clear shortage of skills in the region?